What's going on, everyone? Thanks for clicking on the video, and today we're checking out Skyrim on the Nintendo Switch in handheld mode, which is ridiculously cool because I honestly did not expect to play this game anytime soon. I got invited to the preview event at Comic-Con alongside a bunch of other influencers and other media outlets and all that stuff, but this is now completely open to the public as of today. So if you're in San Diego, if you're going to Comic-Con, then definitely go check out Nintendo's event that they're holding. They had a bunch of games to play, and this was one of them. Now, this was actually one of the few games that they weren't letting people direct capture, which is why I'm kind of doing this shady looking off-screen capture, and I'm sorry about the quality of the video. The game actually does look absolutely gorgeous running in handheld mode, and the frame rate is pretty steady actually. I mean, I know that Skyrim and a lot of Bethesda games out there have been pretty sort of buggy, but you know, this game has gone through a lot of revisions and it has been pretty well optimized, I think, to run on the Switch. Now, I know it's a little bit of an older game, but I definitely still think it's worth picking up on the Switch, not just because they threw in all 3 of the previous DLCs for free, but because of the portability factor of the Switch, because you have Skyrim on the go, you have Skyrim on a Nintendo console, Skyrim with amiibo support, and you also have Skyrim with apparently Legend of Zelda armor. You get to run around and pretend you're Link in a mythical fantasy world, which is something that I'm guessing a lot of Elder Scrolls fans, including myself, have wanted to do for a while since they've played the series. So yeah, I mean, it plays really well on the Switch. I obviously haven't had a chance to play it in TV mode at all. I've only played it in handheld mode, but from what I've played of it in handheld mode, I'm very impressed. Now, it's running, I believe, at 720p resolution. That's what Riley, the very kind and awesome Nintendo representative who was helping me, had said. And he also mentioned that it was running in 30 frames per second while in handheld mode, which I thought was pretty true to the fact because the game was running pretty smoothly, at least from what I could tell. And I didn't even experience too many slowdowns in frame rate either, which I thought was pretty surprising, especially when I entered in combat, which you'll see in just a little bit as soon as I accept this quest. Now, they had 2 quests for us to play for this demo. I only got a chance to play this one quest. It's, I think, 10 minutes long. It's not one of those demos that just kind of shuts off after a certain amount of time. It actually lets you play until one of the Nintendo employees comes and shushes you away and says you're done. But Riley was super cool. I was like, I know I only have 10 minutes, and he's like, it's cool, dude, I like your videos and the people need to see this, so you can play as long as you want. So I took him up on it and ended up playing for like 25 minutes, which was a ton of fun. I mean, I was playing Skyrim on the Switch for like almost a half an hour and basically living the dream. I mean, I've been waiting for this game since they showed it off when they announced the Switch or showed off the Switch for the very first time. So to actually get to play it and experience it hands-on for myself for the first time and see it live up to those ads and those commercials and the way they portrayed it is really exciting, because they actually lived up to the promise of delivering a full-fledged port of Skyrim to a handheld portable console, which is incredible. I mean, because of the fact that it runs so well and it translates so well to the Switch as well, especially in combat. And you can see I'm in combat here. I'm using like dual wield, and I have a bow as well, which I kind of messed around with later. And you can actually use motion controls, which I did get a chance to experiment with when I was playing around in tabletop mode. But for the most part, I did play mostly in handheld mode. Now, the motion controls do work pretty well, but I can't see myself really swinging my arms around and playing with them consistently, just because, like, yeah, sure, it does kind of add that like little cool effect where you do sort of feel like your arms swinging in the air do something to the video game where your character is translating that action as well. I get that aspect of it. I get how that's fun for about 30 seconds, and then you switch back to normal mode. But as far as motion controls with like bows and stuff like that, that works really well. That works exactly how it worked with Breath of the Wild. So if you liked using motion controls when you pulled out your bow in Breath of the Wild, then you're gonna love doing the same thing on Skyrim, because it's almost like they copy pasted that exact same code into this. But one more thing worth mentioning about motion controls is that they apparently work really well with lockpicking in this game, or at least that's what Riley, the Nintendo guy, had told me. He kept saying that, he kept coming back to that. I was asking him all sorts of questions about load times and frame rates and specs and all this stuff, and he kept answering them politely, but then reminding me that the lockpicking is really awesome. You gotta try the lockpicking, Phil. Check out the lockpicking. So I guess, you know, I didn't get a chance to pick any locks here in this demo, but I guess it's really great. So I'm excited to see that aspect of the game as well. But I'm most excited by the fact that we are getting another massive open world RPG on this amazing little console that we have. It's going to be incredible having something like Skyrim on the Switch. I'm really excited about it. It looks fantastic and it plays very, very smoothly. Not to mention, it is amazing having a massive RPG like Skyrim on a portable console like the Switch. But I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are about this. I want to know what you guys think about Skyrim coming to the Switch, if you're excited about it, and what you think it looks like playing it on handheld mode, despite, you know, my crappy resolution right now because it's super dark and I'm kind of recording off screen. But yeah, join me in the comments below and let me know. Oh, and I've got some really cool direct capture footage and impressions of some games coming up for you guys from this particular event right here, which is very cool. It's going to be a lot cleaner than this off-screen gameplay right here, I promise. So definitely make sure you're staying tuned for that. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please remember to like it and subscribe for more Switch videos just like this one. Thanks, and have a great day.